Hello, Empower Nation. Welcome back to Empower Her Money podcast. I am your host, Angela Duncan. Today's sponsor of our show is freemoneytipsforwomen.com. freemoneytipsforwomen.com. If you head over to that website, you can get a free ebook for a limited time. So go check out that website, freemoneytipsforwomen.com. I'm super excited today. I have Steph on this podcast. I've been a fan of yours for a while. I've seen you launch your books. I've been on your show as well. So you are doing great things, especially in the real estate market. Would love for you to kind of share your story, your background, and what business are you working on now?
Yes. So thank you so much, Angela, for just bringing me on. Likewise, been a fan of yours for a while, and just watching you bring so much value just to women and having them grow their wealth. It's very meaningful because we all want a life where we have freedom in our lives, and financial freedom allows time freedom. I think that's why it's just so important what you're doing. But that's also why I'm in that space. I started a little selfishly. I need to learn how to make money because my family, we didn't come from wealth, like it was pretty bad for my family. I had like two teenage parents, and they were like, their parents had no advice for them. They were like, you're on your own. And, like our first place where we lived as a family was above a garage, given to us as a just favor, like a family friend. And so like we didn't know how to build wealth or anything like that. And but I saw how real estate in particular really helps build wealth, because my family, they decided to join the military, and a lot of wealth has to do with how you leverage debt. And so if you can get a loan, like my father was able to, because he was in the military, to get a VA loan so that you can buy a house. So that's how we got our first house. There was no money down. So, I mean, that's a huge benefit when you don't have to have any money down on a house, to get a house and to own it. And, over time, I just saw, like, as we moved, we had all of these no's, like, no, we can't have this. No, we can't do that. Don't even bother asking. We're poor. Like, these are the messages that I was brought up with. I was like, I better not even ask. Like, I got holy shoes and all this stuff. I better not even ask. The answer is no, And, over time, those no's became yeses. Like we turned like from worry into peace. And like my mom was always very strong in her vision. She would drive these neighborhoods and she would call them rich people's houses. And she was like, one of these days we're gonna live here. And like living, like knowing now, it's like, oh, it was like an upper middle class kind of neighborhood, but we were like, these are rich people. And like over time, and that's the big thing, if you have time on your side, like you really need time on your side. But if you make consistently good decisions with your money over time, and you leverage debt and you buy assets like real estate, I personally love it.
Yes, me too. That's for sure.
Yes. Then you wind up in a situation where you're getting passive income. And that changes the game. It doesn't matter where you start. Like, if they could do it, I know I can do it. And so I was like, how can I level up their game, And so I learned about commercial real estate, because even as a kid, I was like, what? I mean, if they're getting income from one house, why don't they just buy like an apartment building or something where they can get 6 rents? How many checks can we get at one time? Like, that's just like my kid brain, right? And it just continued through until adulthood. And I was like, I gotta figure that one out. And so I got a degree in commercial real estate, and it was the master's that I got after I became a civil engineer, and I am a licensed civil engineer, which is a
Wow,
whole
that's
other.
very impressive.
Oh my goodness. I apparently love taking tests, but I don't. Oh, but yeah, so I got into commercial real estate because I learned, like, there's this other part of me where, while we started in poverty, like, I didn't know the depth of our poverty until I saw a National Geographic magazine. And actually, I have the picture. I have the picture with me. Like, adults today, it's all that word. Adults today, like, could look at this, and even when I found this picture, I was like, oh, it doesn't strike me. But as a child, when I saw this picture, I'm going to share it. When I saw this picture,
Oh,
I
wow.
was like,
That's poverty. Yeah.
That's poverty. That is
Right.
poverty. Like, you don't know if your baby girl is going to live or die. And when I saw that so young, I was just like, I have to figure out how to end this. That's how I wound up in civil engineering. But then I was like, well, how do I make money so that I can give even more to this? And so that's how I wound up in commercial real estate.
So if someone is looking to get into commercial real estate and maybe doesn't have the time and the money to do a master's program, where should they begin their journey of education?
Well, I would say find someone that you feel like your values align with them. So whether it's on a podcast, or you can find a lot of people in this space. You can go to like meetup groups to find somebody near you. I mean, I have a book if you want to check out specifically the how to get into apartment investing. But
And for the people who are listening to the audio, what's the name of the book?
yes. The name of the book is Forget Stocks, Billionaire Passive Apartment Investing Secrets. And
Awesome.
You can buy it on Amazon. And
Perfect.
I will find a way to get you all a code so you get a discount on it.
Oh, very cool. Thank you.
Yes. So yeah, so you can go ahead and find me there. But there's also many meetups and people you can find online. I just say make sure that your values align with them. And I know also you can help people who come to your show find like an excellent resource for someone who can help them with commercial real estate investing. And yeah, it comes down to who you know really in that space. You really got to know somebody, trust them, and being aligned on the values, and they can bring you opportunities that just plug you right in, and you don't even have to do anything other than invest. So that's an option. And then if you want to get active, you can gain loads of weight over a year and be completely stressed out and figure your path out. At least that was what I did.
And you don't always need money necessarily. I mean, it's great to have money to invest, but also when you learn your skills and you can add value to someone, then that sweat equity can be part of your investment as well. So that's part of what I love about real estate. So talk about maybe to our audience, something that you've learned or a mistake or something of business or money advice that you could give someone who's heading down this commercial real estate investing journey.
So I would say I got 2 points for you. Number one, know who you are, what your values are, and really what you're after. So you can find your people, because the people are in this for all kinds of reasons, but you really want to find your people, your value, who you are. Start with you first. Don't go attack the subject without defining yourself, because you can just spin in the subject matter for years if you really wanted to. And the second, unfortunately, I do not remember offhand.
Well, I'll say too, when you talk about, find someone who has values similar to yours. I think that was one of my mistakes before, as I went into an investment, especially on the commercial side. It's a long-term investment. You've got to think of it like a marriage, right? Because you're going to be with that property for a good amount of time. And so finding someone, I really like that you said that, finding someone that has similar values as you, so that you guys can be on the same page with that investment, right? Because you are going to be on this long-term relationship together. So I would say that that's a great point for you as well. So fun question for you. If you could have a superpower or a super talent, what would that be and why?
You know, I feel like I can name like 3 right now, but I'll say this is the one that I really wish I had the most. And it would be the ability to just attract as many people as I possibly could so that I could help them the most. I just feel like that is a superpower in marketing. And I would love, love, love to have that superpower.
That's good. I can feel your heart when you say that. Like you really, truly want to help people. So that is amazing. That I'm sure you're going to attract lots of people. They're going to come to you. You've got a lot of value to add to people. You've got great experience on the commercial real estate side. So I really appreciate you being on the podcast today. Now, if someone wants to find you, where's the best way to find you?
So all of my social media, everything, it's all on my website. You can go and find me at Doblosky.com. That's STEPH. And then my last name, DOB, spelled like date of birth, LO, the word sky.com. And I got a quick one. I remembered what I was going to say for my second tip. And that was now I forgot it again. You can edit that out, please do.
No, I love the genuine part of it. So it's good. Awesome. Well, thank you again for being on Empower Her Money podcast. I'm your host, Angela Duncan, and we look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you.